Even a win at Norwich hasn't pacified some of the Leicester moaners. We're getting fans still saying, Marty out, where are you at with this? Anthony says, change is absolutely nothing. If the club had half a brain, they'd be changing this as a matter of urgency. Pure luck that we won at Norwich. His fascination in playing players out of position and our woeful attacking stats say it all. And also, some fans are saying we don't want to see Ayew in a Leicester shirt ever again. What's your thoughts on that? It's 20 minutes of Leicester City chat. Are we just papering over the cracks with that win at Norwich? What's going on with Ayew? And we're also looking at the Fair Play League as well. Where do Leicester sit in the Championship's rank of dirty sides this season? We've got Jim and Freddie back with us. How are you doing, fellas? Jim, are you Marty out like some of these posts are?
At the minute, yeah. I don't see his tactics working with the team we've got. He's been given enough time of 13, 14 games, and I don't think we played well in a single game.
Wow. You saw Norwich as being lucky then, did you?
I didn't. Unfortunately, I couldn't see it. I couldn't watch the game. But from what I've been reading, the highlights I've seen, it was very lucky. I mean, a last minute goal, which happened against Middlesbrough, against us. But the whole game itself, it was usual huff puff, sideways, backwards, no threat up front. I know there's not much you can do with the players we've got, but I just think that his tactics are not working for this team, in my opinion.
Freddie, are you Marty out?
I don't think he's doing as well as he could, but I don't think that sacking him would do anything good for the club, both on the pitch, but also in terms of the compensation he'd be owed when we sacked him and the finances of getting a new manager in. Like, it all adds up to what is already not a very good FFP situation. And also when you've got mostly the same players that have been relegated twice in 3 years, half of which have said we don't want to be here anymore, most managers are going to struggle to get things out of them because they just don't care. There's no effort. I think Norwich was the first time we saw any effort since 2024, since the Enzo season. So it's just not there, player-wise.
There's loads of fans, Freddie. I mean, first of all, thank you for being honest with that. Neil says, we almost lost this game again. We need a change of manager. He's out of his depth, and it shows now week after week. Alex says he still needs to go. 2 wins out of 10 is not good enough. Today was pure luck, and Norwich absolutely bottled it. I mean, Jim, if you want him out, is there any good candidates around to take over? I'm not seeing many myself.
I put a tweet out the other day, and I know he's not going to be most people's first choice, but he had promotion with Huddersfield. He's a proven Championship manager. He's done the Bundesliga. He's been in the Premier League as well. I would give the go to Wagner. I've always liked Wagner. I know he's not a great manager, but things can't be much worse than they are now. I mean, I love Marty. I mean, I was brought up in Spain, so I love the Spanish way of football, the tactics, but they just don't work over here the way he wants to do it. And I just think that Wagner, his tactics and his style might suit us better because he's more fast-paced than passing it sideways like they do under Marty.
Yeah, some suggestions, Freddie, that he might have lost the dressing room. Are you seeing any signs of that on the pitch?
Yeah, I think, players just aren't running through brick walls like they did for Enzo, like they've done for people like Pearce and Ranieri, going back to when we were good. There isn't that togetherness that we've seen over the past sort of 5-6 years when we've been successful. It's just not there. It's like a group of individuals rather than a team.
Okay, let's talk about the actual match itself then. Ayew, Jim, is getting lots of stick online from Leicester fans. So you've seen the tweet there about never playing him again. What's gone wrong with him this season?
He was never good in the first place, in my opinion. I mean, when we signed him in the Premier League, yeah, he had experience with Crystal Palace for many, many years, but he was never a good player. Every time I've seen him play for Palace or us, he hesitates on the ball too much. He just doesn't seem to know what to do with it. People were saying that he scored for Ghana against one of the African teams. He must be really good. No, that's like Leicester scoring against Ilson. it's not a great stat when you're scoring in against an African team that's like ranked 400th in the world. You know what I mean? It's not something to be proud of. And I just don't think he's anywhere near good enough for even a League One or League Two side. He is just not a good footballer at all.
Is Jim right, Freddie?
I think he's not been effective because I don't think we've used him in the right way. When he's been dropped down to the 10 in the few games that Daka's come on up front, he's looked like a solid footballer. His brand of football has never been scoring loads of goals or getting loads of assists. He's always been the player that gets the ball, holds it up, waits for other people, draws free kicks, and then sets the ball to the more creative players like Zaha at Palace, who then go and do the rest. So I don't think he's ever really been a very flashy player, which is what we're trying to use him as, which is why I don't think it's working.
Big Lee says we were much better when Ayo went off and James went deeper. Daka terrible as always. Vestergaard as usual error and must play James deeper and use BDR as a 10. Never ever play Ayo and Daka. Neither do anything positive. Jim, I was a bit confused because I also saw then this one here says best game that Daka's played. Matt says, which one's right? Daka awful or Daka played well?
Well, it's not hard for Daka to play his best game because every game he's ever played has been awful. So he could have had a good game. For what I saw, the highlights that I saw, I couldn't really say. But every game he plays is awful, in my opinion. I mean, he had an assist for Dick Cordova-Reid from a header, I believe, set up an assist for him on a good shot from Reid. But yeah, I mean, I definitely play Reid in number 10 and Jordan James dropping him back because I think Reid's probably the best player we've got to play in number 10. He did used to play that role for Fulham and he got quite a few goals for them in certain positions. But yeah, I don't think Daka is good at any stage of the game, to be fair.
Ready?
I love Daka. I think he always see him try. He always tries. You can never fault his effort, but he's just not a good footballer. He wasn't that good on Saturday. He was okay. He didn't really do that much for what you'd expect a striker to do. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't good. He was just Daka.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we've just seen Southampton, Norwich, and Middlesbrough then all lose their managers for different reasons, both in the last couple of days. Do you expect Leicester to be adding to that list in this international break, or do you think he's safer now?
That win's papered over the cracks now, and I think he'll survive the international. If he'd have lost it or drawn it, I think he'd have gone. But from the equaliser to the winning goal, they played well, pushing for the goal. So I think that victory has just saved him for another game or two. Because our next game's against. I forgot. Don't matter. But yeah, I think he's got the next game. If he loses the next game, then I think he'll go. But I think it's saved him for one more game, that win.
Okay, Freddie, do you agree?
Yeah, I think they'll be quite reluctant to get rid of him, partly because of he's paid his way to come here. He paid part of his own compensation, but also in terms of us having to pay him compensation and then look for a manager, I don't think they'll do it because I just don't think we can afford it. I just don't think we've got the money to get rid of him. Whether you want him to be gone or not, we haven't got the money to do it.
Stoke next, of course, is and Southampton away. Right, we're also looking at the Fair Play League. Based on what you've been watching, Jim, where do you reckon Leicester are? Do you see yourself a particularly dirty side this year?
I don't think we're a dirty side. I just think we've been given yellow cards for things that aren't yellows. I mean, we've been given yellow cards sometimes for a little shove, and yet they tackle us from behind and don't get anything. So I just think that some of our yellow cards have been harshly given. I wouldn't say we're dirty, but I don't think we're one of the top 4, 5, 6 in the Fair Play League.
No, I mean, you are. If you look at this is Transfer Market, of course, there we are in mid-table there. 11th, 27 yellow cards, and of course the 2 reds that you've had so far as well. I mean, Freddie, does that concur with you? Would you like to see him? Oh, sorry, I didn't show, did it? Oops, got the wrong one. Do you like Do you expect Leicester to be a little bit harder in the tackle?
Yeah, I think it's just about us doing it at the right time. Like the Ramsey red card against Oxford, it's a completely unnecessary tackle. He's in his own half. He's out wide. There's no way he needs to be making that tackle. But then there's other times when people have gone through on goal and you're drawing or winning in like the last minute, and you just take the booking that we haven't done and we should have done. So I think it's about just making sure we do these things at the right time instead of just doing them whenever.
Bro. We've been doing the A to Z of Leicester City over the last couple of weeks. We're up to letter E this week in our A to Z. This is more of a tricky one than perhaps we've had in the past. F next week. Now, there's an obvious one coming up for that. But for E, any of you got any memories? It just could be a player, a team, anything.
I'll go for Everton when we drew 2-2 on our first game back in the Premier League in 2014, I believe it was. And we equalised, I think it was, I can't remember if it was equalised now, but it ended 2-2. And that game, with the excitement of being back in the Premier League, the anticipation, the draw, which we thought was absolutely amazing, drawing to Everton. You know, we just survived, obviously, with the last 10 games miraculous. But that first 5 games when we beat United and everything like that, and that game just started us off, and everyone was buzzing, and the whole crowd was up for it, and I think that is a good E for me.
You used to throw in Everton as the opponents when you won the league, didn't you? In that final game, yeah. Freddie, I'm guessing you're gonna want to throw Europe in here or something like that, are you?
No, I was going to say Everton when we beat them 3-1 and lifted the title. That's what it is for me. I remember being at that game when I was like 7 years old. It's the only game I remember, so it's got to be that one for me.
Yeah, brilliant. And as an Everton fan, yeah, myself, I was also there as well. So I got offered 120 quid for the ticket outside the ground and said no, and then we lost 3-1. Who's stupid on that day? Right, next week is F. Join us for that conversation. 2 weeks off now, so we'll see you, of course, in 2 weeks. Time ahead to the Stoke game with these two. And of course, if you fancy yourself being a podcaster, drop us a little comment below. We're happy to get you on this show. If you want to argue the views that you've been putting here on Twitter or with these two, we'll be delighted to read those out and talk to you as well. Thank you very much, you two. Have a good couple of weeks off. Fingers crossed we don't call you back because we need to talk about a new manager. But you never know, stranger things have happened in the world of Leicester City. See you in a couple of weeks. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care.